The unique windup and different deliveries have all added up to 3 wins and 3 starts so far this season. And today, Cueto looks to do it again and help salvage the series. Cueto and the Giants taking on the D-backs. Next. Day baseball here at AT&T Park. We got a nice afternoon for the final game of this 4-game series, Diamondbacks and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, we saw a great pitching matchup last night. This one has the makings of being the same thing. And right now the Giants are looking for ways to get some runs, take a little heat off the starters. Runs and then a good start.
Well, and I think, too, that Johnny Cueto is the type of starter that can take a little heat off of the offense, and you can do that with some early zeros. You got an offense that's grinding, and they haven't been scoring a lot of runs. They've been getting opportunities. They haven't had the big hit. Hopefully that changes today. And in regards to Cueto, lifetime against these Diamondbacks, 6-1. He is throwing great baseball right now, so hopefully he can do another stop job like his last start.
Yeah, and he's always entertaining to watch. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants looking to stop the bleeding. They have lost 4 in a row today. They attempt to avoid a sweep by Arizona. The Giants hand the ball to, again?
Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
San Francisco looking to stop the bleeding. They have lost 4 in a row today. They attempt to avoid a sweep by Arizona. The Giants hand the ball to their starter, Johnny Cueto. They need him to set the tone in this series finale. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and it has been a very rough go for the Giants here at home, but there have been some positives. One of those being Matt Duffy. Now, on the last road trip, he was 2 for 23, and against the Dodgers, 0 for 12. He's turned it around since he got home. He's our McDonald's true story this afternoon. On Monday, he had the day off, spent it with hitting coach Bam Bam Meulens, who noticed he was drifting in the batter's box. Now, what that means, everything speed ups. You do not want that to happen when a ball is coming at you 95 miles an hour. Tuesday, 2 singles. Last night, 2 doubles. Bam Bam, miracle worker. All right, Bam Bam now is going to work with the entire lineup today on timely hitting. They're looking for that big hit. Game time coming up shortly. Buster's out of the lineup today. Trevor Brown will be behind the dish, catching Johnny Cueto. Stay with us after these messages. You're back with Kruk, Kite, lineups, and first pitch. Gutierrez, and it has been a very rough go for the Giants here at home, but there have been some positives. One of those being Matt Duffy. Now, on the last road trip, he was 2 for 23, and against the Dodgers, 0 for 12. He's turned it around since he got home. He's our McDonald's true story this afternoon. On Monday, he had the day off, spent it with hitting coach Bam Bam Meulens, who noticed he was drifting in the batter's box. Now, what that means, everything speed ups. You do not want that to happen when a ball is coming at you 95 miles an hour. Tuesday, 2 singles. Last night, 2 doubles. Bam Bam, miracle worker. All right, Bam Bam now is going to work with the entire lineup today on timely hitting. They're looking for that big hit. Game time coming up shortly. Buster's out of the lineup today. Trevor Brown will be behind the dish, catching Johnny Cueto. Stay with us after these messages. You're back with Kruk, Kite, lineups, and first pitch.
far. They won in extra innings on Monday 9-7, and they shut out the Giants on Tuesday 3-0, and then Bumgarner and Greinke, with the D-backs winning last night 2-1. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 67 degrees here at the park. Light winds, humidity at 75%. There is rain in the area, and it is mostly cloudy.
Well, right now it's time for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's Way. And Johnny Cueto, his last outing Saturday against the Dodgers, he was brilliant. 7 1/3 strong, 3 hits, 1 earned run, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts on 109 pitches. A master of mixing up speed with his motion, with his pitches, and then he was commanding them beautifully. That is our Togo's Big Play the Togo's Way. It was a stop job for Johnny Cueto, and today the Giants need another one.
Giants come in with a record of 7-9. The Diamondbacks are 8-8. Opposite directions. D-backs have won 4 straight. The Giants have lost 4 straight. But the Giants know what they have to do. Their formula is pretty simple. And that's timely hits and good pitching and catch the ball. The lineup for Chip Hale looks like this. It'll be Segura, Lamb, and then Paul Goldschmidt, and his numbers at AT&T Park lifetime. Peralta, Tomas, and then Phil Goslin gets a start. Chris Owings will be in center field. He'll hit 7th. Herman doing the catching. Castilla with the day off. And then Shelby Miller will pitch and bat 9th.
Johnny Cueto, one last little breather, towel off before he heads out and leads his team onto the field. Cueto's really had nice success lifetime against these Arizona Diamondbacks. 6-1 with a 2.54 ERA. That's 8 starts. He definitely has his own rhythm. And when it's all lined up and ready to go, ascends the stairs and heads out and takes his team to the field. It's always a great thrill for any starting pitcher.
About as loose as they come.
He's relaxed in his environment, and that comes with confidence. Cueto, not a tall pitcher, 5'11", 220 pounds, but very athletic. 30 years old, is in his 9th year at the big league level. And in 3 starts, I mean, he's been fantastic. 3-0 with a 3.38 ERA, 19 strikeouts against 4 walks. And if he was to win today, he would do something that has only been done 3 times prior in Giants history, where a guy wins his first 3 starts, with his first 4 starts with the club. Last guy to do was Billy Swift in 1993, but Billy Pierce did it in 1962. Juan Marichal did it in 1960. So he would put himself in a very elite foursome. With Cueto, you're going to see a fastball that can go 88 to 95, depending on the situation and the mood. He give you a curveball, slider, change of the basic 4 pitches, but it's how he delivers it. He can really adjust his motions. He'll give you a big upper body turn, let you see the numbers on his back, and then come at you. And he'll also slide step and quick pitch at you more than anybody in the game, and it's just never the same thing. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Cueto today for the Giants, with Buster Posey getting a day off. In the outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Pence back in the lineup. Crawford, Duffy on the left side. Panik and Belt on the right side. Trevor Brown, he will get the assignment to sit there in the squat and put down the signs for Cueto.
So here's Gene Segura to lead things off. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's hit foul. So we get started at 12:46. Segura hitting at .317. Swing and a miss. He was held down last night after having big games in the first 2 games in the series. Last night, Segura was 0 for 4. Both teams only had 7 hits in the game last night. And a base hit to right field. on an 0-2 pitch.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number one, hits with people on base. The Giants haven't had a problem loaded up or just setting up opportunities with runners in scoring position. They just haven't been able to get the hit when they needed to, the money hit. And number two, Cueto magic. He has had magic on these D-backs, and the Giants need him to have that same magic today. They need a stop job.
So here's a guy that's had a terrific series. That's Jake Lamb. And Lamb takes one wide. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 hits on Monday. Came back with a hit. The big hit on Monday was the game tying home run in the 9th inning. And he went 1 for 4 on Tuesday. And he got into the game as a pinch hitter last night and went 1 for 1. And a strike. Home plate umpire is Pat Hoberg. Knight, Tishner, and Bill Miller from first to third.
Pat Hoberg, a good pitcher's umpire. He likes the low strike, and you will get both on width on both sides of the plate with consistency. And he loves strike 3.
Giants playing Lamb to pull as that pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike. Off the line at third is Duffy. Fairly shallow in left is Pagan. Segura with 3 steals. Goldschmidt is on deck, just underway. Overcast here at the ballpark. Hit into center field. Span's got room. The ball was hit towards the end of the bat. 1 out.
And that really is the goal of Johnny Cueto. I mean, he feels he can determine how hard you hit the ball. Just get it off the end of the bat, get it up the bat. Just stay off the sweet spot.
Goldschmidt hitting at .218, 3 home runs, 10 driven in. And he skies it foul and out of play. 3 for 9 lifetime against Cueto with a home run. Three for 12 in the series. And a bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. D-backs are 6-3 on the road. Had a good road trip. They started out the season 2-5 at home. Giants now are a game under 500 at home and a game under 500 on the road. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Nice little hop in that fastball. Started out at 89. His last outing in LA, I mean, we saw him as high as 95. Add, subtract. You're going to see a lot of pitches back to back the same speed from Cueto.
Down the right field line. That'll either be in the arcade or off the bricks. He's got 4 choices to hand it to. Do not go for 4.
He's thinking about it. That's called a dilemma.
0 for 4.
Come on. We'll check back on that story.
He may be sitting alone the next time we check back.
Hey, you're right. Of course, they're all having their lunch, though. So
yeah, that's true. Good point. One and 2 to Paul Goldschmidt.
Spread it around, yeah, babe.
Segura with his lead. And that's a rocket down the left field line. Foul.
See just how quick inside Goldschmidt is. I mean, this is right where he wants to throw it. Two-seam movement coming up and in right at the belt. Both elbows bend through the swing, and he just smothers it. I mean, that's pretty good technique to beat a nice location pitch.
One ball, two strikes. Brown a snap throw to first, and Segura gets back.
Brown's not afraid to throw the ball around.
I think he likes it.
He's got a good, quick, strong arm. And he don't mind showing it off. Segura get off a little bit, and that's what Brown saw. Had it been a lower throw, they might have had a better opportunity.
Two balls, two strikes. And a soft toss. Segura, really all he has to do is fall back on the bag.
You know, we always talk about the different moves and motions that Cueto can give you out of the windup, but he is also the same way holding runners on. He's got a variety of moves to first base, and he's very quick.
Hit on the ground under the glove of Duffy. And that's going to scoot. And now they're going to wave in Segura, and he's going to score. So it's 1-0.
Last night, one of the strengths of this Diamondback team was their ability to hit with two strikes. They had 6 hits of their 7 last night. Were in 2-strike counts, including the 0-2 home run that determined the game. Here, another 0-2 base hit. Already 2 on the board. 1-0-2. This one, a 2-2 count, right down past the outstretched arm of Matt Duffy. And the Giants catch a bad break when that ball kind of hit the wall and just stayed there. And Segura with good speed. Pretty easy score from first base.
So here's Peralta. And Peralta fouls this one out of play. Scary moment last night. Peralta got hit on the forearm by Josh Osich. And here he is back in the lineup. He went 0 for 3 last night. And the pitch is high to even the count. On deck is Yasmani Tomas. Swinging, going to miss. 1-2.
High fastball right in the hands, inside corner. Clouds sort of surrounding the Bay Area. There is supposed to be some rain later on in the Bay Area. Actually, more towards tomorrow morning, but there is rain around. Should not threaten this game, however.
Got him. High fastball. Peralta heads back, and here's Tomas.
Reaching back, 4-seamer right across the belt. I think the Giants feel they can throw high fastballs to Peralta.
.292 for Yasmani Tomas. Last night he went 1 for 4. He was on base right before Wellington Castillo hit the home run. Bounces this one, panic to his right, and that's going to end the inning. So the D-backs on the board. Giants are coming up. for the Giants to come up, and the lineup that Shelby Miller will be facing. It'll be Span, Panik, and Pence. Belt will be the cleanup hitter, then Crawford, Pagan, and Duffy. Trevor Brown gets a start, and Johnny Cueto will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the right-hander Shelby Miller in his 4th year at the big league level. 25 years of age, 6'3", 225-pounder. And this is what he has done in 3 starts. Kind of off to a slow start. 23 base runners in 12 2/3. Had to leave the last outing because in the 2nd inning of his follow-through on a pitch, his fingers dragged on the mound and he could not continue. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball. It's mid to high 90s, and it's a good one. It's a 4-pitch guy off a high 3/4 release. Big curveball, and it's a good one. Hard slider and a changeup. Lifetime against the Giants. Shelby Miller is 2-0 with a 1.71 ERA. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Miller. Starting in the D-backs outfield from left to right, it'll be Tomas, Owens, and Peralta, the best arms in left and center. Segura and Lamb on the left side. Goslin and Goldschmidt on the right side. Chris Herman, he gets a start. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And here's Span. Span hitting at 233, and he takes the pitch high. There really isn't anybody in this Giants lineup that you can actually say, well, they've got ownage on Shelby Miller. Pence is 4 for 15 with a home run. Span takes in tight. Remember, we probably talked about Shelby Miller injured that hand, and this is his first start since then. Big and strong, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a prototypical starter's body right there. Look at that body, and you think it's built for innings, which is the job of a starting pitcher.
3-0. Yeah, a starting pitcher should always have a body that would make you think twice about charging the mound.
Well, that has a lot to do with how they're scouted, believe me. Jeff Samardzija, 6'5", 230. You wouldn't charge the mound with him.
No. And the walk. Talked about the injury. I asked Mike if you'd ever seen this before. He said no.
Now watch the hand come through on the follow through, hit the ground right there. I mean, he gets way low on his follow through anyway, but still, I mean, he really slammed that thing in.
Now, wouldn't you say that he's lucky he didn't break something?
He could have. I mean, he really could have had a severe hand injury. But no, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Here's Panik.
But if you wonder why this guy throws hard, I mean, you're talking about the flexibility and extension. You saw it there.
Span got a good jump, and he's going to steal it.
Wow.
It's a called strike. 3rd steal for Span. It looked like a case of a guy that just needed to throw a strike, and that's all he was thinking about.
He wasn't thinking about Span. I mean, Chris Herman, the catcher, he had none chance, and he does a smart thing by not making the throw. I mean, he never stopped him. He just let him roll right into his steal, and that is our forward right choice.
So it's 0-1 to Panik. Panik 1 for 5 in his career against Shelby Miller. Pickoff play is on. Get him over, get him in. That's the idea if you're Joe Panik. Actually, it should probably be reversed. Get him in, get him over.
Yeah, either way works.
If you can't get him in, then get him over. And the bluff of a bunt, and now Joe finds himself in the hole.
Giants 278 average with runners in scoring position. This series, however, it has not been good. 3 for 26, and that's really taken that stat way down. They were tops in the National League for a while, but that has gone cold. That happens to teams.
In tight to Joe Panik. Panik last night went 1 for 3. Drew a walk. Hey, the girls are here.
Gamer Bibs, they've showed up. They're all in their places with bright, smiling faces.
With pretty good attitude.
That never changes.
See Miller slowing things down. Greinke did the same thing last night. Two and two. Span with a walk and a stolen base. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Joe Panik. D-backs scored in the top of this inning as you see Hunter Pence stretching it out. Tapped. Miller puts it away and throws him out, and Span goes to third.
Yeah, and job well done. And Joe Panik will get some high fives and pats on the back heading back to the Giants bench. And your team scoring runs, I mean, you have to have productive at bats. And moving Span from second to third and setting up the runner at third less than 2 out situation, that's a good at bat.
So here's Pence. The D-backs not afraid of the big inning. They're playing the infield in.
That's a bit of a surprise. I do think that's some respect for Johnny Cueto.
Off the plate, but a strike, and it's 0-1.
Example of the wide zone you're going to get today with Hoberg. It's a nice zone to throw to. You're going to see that type of width on both sides.
I think Hunter Pence a little perplexed.
I can see many high strikes with Hoberg, but he likes that ball down. Giants having a hard time scoring in the first.
Brendan Belt is on deck. Pence with 10 runs batted in. Two and one.
You know, this is not normally a strikeout situation in the first inning, but when your manager brings your infield in, if you're a pitcher out there on the mound, you're thinking this strikeout situation. Just by the way the manager sets the infield, even though it is the first inning.
Pence out of play. It's 2-2.
I mean, the big goal in the first inning from a starter is just don't have a wreck. Don't fall victim to the big inning. It's the inning where starters looking for rhythm may not have it in the first inning, and you are a bit vulnerable because of it. You don't know what your pitches are going to do. You may not have a feel of all your pitches.
So 2-2 to Pence. Got him.
And that's the strikeout he was pitching for. Fastball at 95 right above the hands in the payoff pitch.
He pretty much stayed away the entire at bat.
And then, I mean, they set the target away here in the 0-2, and it goes right inside corner above the hands. It winds up being a perfect mistake. 95 above the hands is always a tough pitch to get to.
Belt hitting .281 with 3 home runs. He's got 8 runs batted in. Overshift is on for Belt. And it's fouled out of play. Jake Lamb is maybe a step behind the bag at third. I don't say even with the bag. Well, he's about a step behind. And it's 0-1. And this is lifted out to left. And this will be Tomas. And that'll end the inning. Giants waste an opportunity. Second inning coming up. It's 1-0 D-backs.
from CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
All right, check out the Giants Grad Pack. It's the perfect gift for the graduate this spring. Tickets to 2 Giants games plus a class of 2016 Giants cap with orange tassel, $39. They start as low as $39. Check them out. sfgiants.com/mini-packs.
Phil Gosselin takes a strike. It'll be Gosselin, Owings, and Chris Herman. Out of play, 0-2.
Well, our Toyota Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. You see the quick step and the quick pitch motion from Cueto. And it always gets back to the same thing. You can do all that stuff, but when that front foot lands, you've got to have your hand in a high position, and that's the trick. With all the different motions, it's a different rhythm to get your hand to a high position and then be able to master your arm slot and the release. And Johnny Cueto does it better than anybody.
Up the middle. Karam's off of Cueto. 1 out.
Yeah, and it just seems like every time you look at him, he's going to give you a different motion. Come back. Big upper body, show you his numbers, completely turn. Drop that foot, hand high. And he's going good. I mean, the release is always the same, right out over his front foot. And he gets an assist on that. 1-4-3 is how you'd score it.
So here's Chris Owings.
And watch from behind home plate. Show you 47, step. And repitan por favor.
There's a strike to Owings. Owings has faced Cueto in his career 3 times. He's 0 for 3. 1-0 D-backs here in the second. Foul, 0-2. Duffy to his left, spins and throws. 2 down. And here's Chris Herman. Chris Herman hitting at 0.59.
Bingo.
Let's see, what does that really mean? It means 1 for 17.
Well, he's on the bingo card. But, you know, I mean, if you're pitching against a guy who's hitting 0.59, you're definitely respecting him, thinking he's due. The lifetime 181 hitter at the big league level.
Yeah, you always worry about those guys that are due.
Just assume that they had to be good to get here. Make good pitches.
Look at things like this. If you're throwing a perfect game, would you rather face a guy in the ninth that's hitting 250 or 0.59? Do not want to face that 0.59 guy. I don't.
Well, and you know he's grinding too. I mean, you're getting his best effort.
Span moving over towards the gap in left center field, and he'll track it down, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Crawford, Pagan, and Duffy coming up.
AT&T Park as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Giants taking on the Diamondbacks in this series finale. And we've been talking a lot on the broadcast about the Giants' recent struggles here at home. We're not the only ones. Skipper Bruce Bochy addressed it last night to the media, admitting that the Giants are in a very tough rut. He said it's always hard to be in a losing streak, even if it's early in the season. It doesn't matter that it's April. He said he can see the problem clearly. They're missing the timely hits, but that doesn't make it easy to solve. He also went on to say it happens to every single team. You have to keep going. It's all you can do. Keep your head up, guys.
Keep your head up. 1-0 Diamondbacks as Crawford's going to stand in. Pagan to follow, and then Duffy as Crawford takes high. Crawford 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. It was the Brandons that had a tough time last night. But today is another day. And it's wide. It's 2-0.
And you know, I don't care how long you play. I mean, veterans have been through it before. I think in some way it's easier for veterans to deal with a slump because they know they're going to come out. For young hitters, it's a little more dramatic, but it's never easy. You just have to fight yourself to stay consistent, stay positive.
3-0.
One guy in either dugout that doesn't realize it is a long season.
Well, April's like the weirdest month of the season.
It is. There's no chemistry in April.
Crawford at 216, 2 home runs, 3 driven in. There's Pagan. And Crawford drives it into center field. Owings on the move, and Owings is going to get there and make the catch.
I think that just got off the sweet spot ever so slightly up towards the end of the bat. Fastball away. Still a nice swing. Head stayed down through it. And just getting off the sweet spots. We kept this thing in the ballpark.
Here's Pagan. Angel Pagan 1 for 3 last night. He knocked in the only run of the game for the Giants. Right now trying to get on for Matt Duffy. In at third is Lamb. As this is lined into center field, but it's going to hang up for Owings. 2 down. And here's Duffy.
Duffy yesterday was on the interstate. Couple of hits last night. Couple of doubles, and boom, just like that. He's climbing the ladder at 217, stepping into this at bat.
Couple of home runs, 8 driven in. 2 for 5 in his career against Shelby Miller. Sun comes out here at the ballpark. Driving in today, it was a heavy mist. Needed to use the wipers a few times. That is when the car was actually moving coming in.
A little traffic today. Well, there's the first changeup of the day, at 89, and then it was right at the helmet. Now, if you're in the batter's box, it's an 89-mile-an-hour changeup. It's not looking like a changeup.
Or maybe you, from some guys, if you had to get hit, you could choose a pitch. You might choose the changeup. Not with this guy.
89, that's not a comfortable at bat all of a sudden.
Foul back, 2-2.
Hey, the last couple of years, that mist you're talking about, that was the rainy season.
Yeah, you're right.
Take a look at the speed average of Shelby Miller. It averages at 93 with the fastball. It's a good fastball. And it cuts it at 87, changeup at 84 on average. Now all of a sudden, you get a little stank eye from a hitter. You go up around the head one time, all right, that's a mistake. And now all of a sudden you do it again. Now you got his attention. Now this at bat just became personal.
And a base hit into center field. First hit for the Giants.
He's still ticked off about those two pitches, especially the second one.
Here's Trevor Brown. His number's still very good, 353. 3 home runs, 7 driven in. Brown has got 6 hits and 17 at bats. And 4 of the 6 hits are extra base hits, 3 doubles and a home run. 3 home runs and a double, I beg your pardon. One and 0. Pitch number 30 coming up for Shelby Miller. Two balls and no strikes. Johnny Cueto is on deck.
Trevor Brown would love to get Cueto up this inning. So Chris Herman out to talk to Shelby Miller. I would imagine with the pitcher on deck, they would be careful as to how they go about Brown. I don't know anybody in this Diamondback staff that feels that comfortable pitching to Brown. He just doesn't have that much experience, but they do know he's got some pop given the home run total of 3 on the year.
Hit into center field. Owings again. Lots of work this inning, and that will end the inning. We will head to the third, where Shelby Miller is going to lead things off.
on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year.
Padres in town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The first two games, 7:15 starts. The Wednesday game is a day game. Day baseball, 12:45 start. Come on out. Come on out. Padres and Giants, sfgiants.com/tickets. The Wednesday game will be the last game of the homestand. Here's Miller, who takes a strike. Quick pitch on the ground to Crawford. Crawford has it. Crawford throws it. Just looking at the dates, it looks like Cueto on the next trip. Giants go to New York and Cincinnati. He will get one of the games in Cincinnati.
Well, I'm sure that'll be an emotional start for him. I mean, most of his career in Cincinnati. Came up a Red.
Pretty remarkable what he did in that really tight ballpark where mistakes fly out of there.
Yeah, career ERA of under 3.
Here's Segura. Segura shoots this one on the ground and panic. Boy, is he moving around better or what?
Yeah, night and day.
Denver avoid. Here's Lamb. Lamb hit a fly ball to center field. It was great. John blamed every possible thing that went wrong on Denver. He stubbed his toe 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We're here. He blamed it on Denver.
Had bad traffic to the yard a couple days ago. Blamed it on Denver.
Yep. John got sick in Denver and he had a horrible time. Everybody kind of had the crud. All of us, players, broadcasters, coaches, the manager. But John put it right in the lap of Denver. Yeah.
Well, John will start coughing as soon as he sees that picture.
Driven to right, hit hard and off the bricks, and it's right to Pence, and this is going to be a long single for Lamb.
Well, as hot as he's been in this series, you would expect his singles to look like that. I mean, this almost gets knocked out of here. Jumps on it, slams in on the facing of the Levi landing. Now that's wood up there, and Hunter Pence played the carom beautifully.
Here's Goldschmidt, who doubled over the third base bag for a base hit and an RBI in the first. Lamb goes. He got a huge jump. Brown's throw, and it's off of the base runner Lamb, and then it squirts into center field. Ball, runner, defender all got there at the same time.
Well, I mean, really, despite being a little bit handicapped by the huge jump, Trevor Brown makes a nice throw. Well, upon further review, a little bit up the bag.
Tailed it a little bit.
Boy, look the way Lamb hits his bag. I mean, he slams his right hip into the bag. Just wonder why he didn't get up and advance the third. Now I know why.
Amazing what happens when you're young. This is going to be a base hit, and Pence is going to get to it. And here's Pence's throw, and it's going to be cut off. And now they've got Goldschmidt in a rundown, and he'll be tagged out. Single RBI, run scored, 2-0 D-backs.
is brought to you by Wendy's. Choose a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger or Crispy Chicken BLT in Wendy's 4 for $4 meal at participating Wendy's for limited time.
Giants Insider Podcast is live on csnbayarea.com. Check out Alex Pavlovich, and it's also available on iTunes.
Cueto's going to lead things off. Giants are down 2-0. There's the Garden out in center field. If you've not been here, you need to check it out.
A lot of things growing out there.
Just check it out. There's a strike.
Yeah, that's the greatest place in the park. If you get separated from your group, just say, I'll meet you at the Garden.
And another strike, 1 and 2. I'll meet you in the Garden.
Everything's starting to grow and get big, and by 1st of June, it's going to look like Eden out there.
In Denver, out in center field, they just let those evergreens grow, right?
Yeah.
Not here. Those
No.
are trimmed.
Well, here they're trimmed and cultivated and eaten.
Yeah, you can get a great salad out there. Curveball is high. It's 2-2 now to Cueto. Cueto is 1 for 10 on the season. Span to follow.
But I feel pretty good about his at bats.
Foul back.
I mean, his at bats are almost as entertaining as his pitching.
Full count.
So 0-2 to a 3-2. It's a pitcher. If you get 5 or 6 pitches off your opposing pitcher, that's a good at bat. I don't care what you do.
And the walk.
And an easy take. It's one of those 3-2 pitches as a pitcher. You're thinking, I can't walk him, I can't walk him, I can't walk him. That's your mind thought.
Yeah, and I did.
It wasn't even close.
Span drew a walk to open up the bottom of the first. Miller to Span. Outside, 1-0. Giants had last night against Greinke, and he pitched great. But I think they had more opportunities against Greinke than I've ever seen him have against him. They just didn't come up with any hits. And a lot of that has to do with how well he bears down after guys get on base. But today they're trying to keep the line moving on Shelby Miller.
Well, they're grinding. I mean, they're not helping him out. Miller's his control of his pitches has been a C- at best. Now you can be effective that way. I mean, especially if you're a hard thrower. You've heard the term effective wildness. I mean, you can get people out without pinpoint control.
Well, he needs to throw a strike here.
Count leverage. Span knows his fastball. And those are easy takes. I mean, those are not even teasers. Now, I'm thinking a 2-0 count, especially after a pitcher walk. Span, who's a very patient hitter anyway, is going to keep taking a few pitches. But those aren't even close to the strike zone if he was in the swing mode.
And it's low.
Talk about Jake Lamb going hard into second base. I mean, he really hits his leg, and because of that, he did not advance the third. And he kind of does it going into home. Now, home, I mean, there's nothing to really run into except for the dirt.
Hey,
kind of beating himself up.
Our grounds crew, man, they'll lay out some landmines out there for you. Greg Elliott. He's sneaky. Meeting on the Mound brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple. Ring Central really got a deal with Mike Butcher.
Well, last year, Mike Harkey, the pitching coach of the D-backs, he was out there a lot. I think it's Chip Hale who's telling him to go out there. This meeting here is real simple, and it goes like this. They cannot defend against a walk. You need to throw some strikes. They've given you a 2-0 lead. You need to be aggressive. Let's go.
Joe Panik bounced one back to Miller in the first inning.
The other message may be use your other pitches. Start throwing that cutter. Start throwing that curveball. You can't command the fastball now. You need to throw something else.
If Panik is laying in the weeds on the first pitch. That may have been a message there too.
Yeah, there was the breaking ball. I mean, you'd think as a pitching coach you have a lot of things to be able to tell a guy. You really don't. And it's very hard to apply things out there on that mound. Big things. But something as simple as just changing the grip and throwing another pitch can help.
Well, that's the pitch he's having a hard time throwing a strike for.
Yeah, the fastball.
One pitch to Panik. 2 balls and 1 strike.
The other thing too, when you're starting to walk guys, you're not going to get a lot of help from your umpire, especially a guy who's got a big zone like Hoberg. I mean, all of a sudden it gets a little tighter because they're not looking for strikes, and that is your own fault.
Two and two. Took a little off. Pence on deck, and then Belt. 2-0 D-backs. Now anything close you got to protect. And he pops it out of play.
Good rip. Not a whole lot of location on that fastball either. And Joe Panik's been flirting with a real good swing here the last week. I mean, not that far from getting locked in.
2 walks to open the inning.
Easy take.
Cueto's moving around out there like he's Lou Brock.
Well, he can run. And Roberto Kelly, Giants third base coach, he knows this. And even with good arms in left field and center field for the D-backs, I don't think he'll have a problem challenging with letting Cueto run. There's that friskiness you're talking about.
Activity now headed down to the bullpen for the D-backs. It's 3-2. And that's going to go to the backstop. So that wasn't even close.
I mean, that's the thing you're looking at if you're Chip Hill. What's he doing in get it in situations? I mean, how far off is he missing? And he's been way off. So a rally for absolutely free. 3 walks. And 3 easy takes in ball 3 situation. And this one almost hits Panik in the foot.
Belt struck out in the first, or make that Pence struck out in the first. Cueto, Span, and Panik have all walked here to open up the third. One ball and no strikes.
Not close. And you have to wonder, you look back in the last start of Shelby Miller when he had a pitch in the second inning in San Diego where he slammed his hand into the mound and had to leave the game. If that's affecting him today, because he's all over the place.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A little cutter, and I mean a perfect little cutter. Not a lot of movement to it, just about a 3 to 4 inch slide, but just getting off the bat on the outside corner.
Well, when you think it's a fastball, it doesn't have to move much.
Here was that start in San Diego. Watch the follow through, and his hand hits the mound and just slams his fingers into the dirt. And he could not continue. That was a game where the bullpen had to eat up 12 innings. Ouch.
Well, they lost the next day. No, they lost that night, but they bounced back. They haven't lost since. 3-1.
Yeah, that's bugging him.
Yep. I mean, if you're Pence, well, you can just zero in on a spot right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get greedy. You look middle away. Look hard stuff. And I think Herman wants to talk about what he wants to throw here. He was sitting out there to kill time. Ty Wagner, the right-hander down in the D-backs bullpen, I mean, he's ready to go. You watch Pence. Miller will be out of this game. It's the 7th 3-ball count today.
And he walked him. That might be it. It's a good take by Hunter Pence. Boy, you try to get greedy, you swing at that, you might hit into a double play. So Miller departs when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
taking on the Rockets right here on CSN. Home of the authentic Warriors fan is CSN tonight, 6:30 p.m. You get an hour-long pregame show at 5:30 p.m. So game 3 as it heads into Texas, and we wish the Warriors all the luck in the world.
Doubleheader today, huh?
Yeah.
So Wagner is the new pitcher.
Wagner just got called up from Reno 3 days ago. He was starting down there. He's a sinker slider guy, and he gets a lot of ground balls.
He'll go after Belt, who popped out to end the first inning. So Cueto, who opened up the inning with a walk, scores on the walk to Pence. And Belt takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. You know, it'll be interesting to see if it indeed was a finger issue or a hand issue with Shelby Miller. Belt rolls this one on the ground, foul.
Belt's still looking for the birthday hit. Had the birthday yesterday, but he had an 0 for 4 with a hat trick. So he's looking for the big birthday bash. And they have set the table for him here.
Span, Panic, and Pence are your base runners. And this is hit on the ground. It could be a pair. That's one. And they got him. And this game is tied. So there's the double play you're talking about. And with 2 outs and Panic at third, the hitter will be Crawford.
Well, frustrating at bat, and you don't do more, but hey, it's a brand new game. 2-2. And for a team that's been having a tough time scoring runs, they'll take it. But Brandon Crawford could do wonders for having everybody in that dugout forget that double play if he comes up with a 2-out knock right now.
Crawford hit a fly ball to center field in the second.
It's all about picking up your teammates. And Crawford has a chance to pick up Belt right here. Good changeup.
Our Geico quote, Brandon Crawford on the team's slumping offense. It's happened to us before. We'll get out of it and we'll be fine afterwards.
Well, I mean, I'll believe that. It's rare to see a team get cold at the same time up and down the line. Usually there's 1 or 2 or 3 guys that just keep it going. But it's kind of been this team's personality that when they go cold, they all kind of just do the same thing.
They're so close that they just want to copy each other.
It does seem that way when they, especially when they're going cold like now. Chance with 2 runs on the board. They still have 1 hit.
Yeah, and that was a meaningless 2-out hit by Duffy. Crawford taps it foul, third base side. It's 3-2. Angel Pagan would hit if Crawford extends the inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this is rope foul.
Fastball right in the hands, spinning on that inside location. You pitch a location like that as a pitcher that's right at the hands, maybe even off the plate, and the guy pulls you. It tells you two things. One, he's looking fastball, and two, he's looking fastball in.
All right, you got it.
Well, he gets it.
Three balls, two strikes. Crawford hits one to left. Tomas moving over, still moving over, and it's just foul.
Got close to that thing. I mean, it was close to being fair, too.
Yeah, that's one of those where it goes up and you expect it to drift into the seats.
He looks over, and now it's a matter of, well, how much room do I have? I mean,
he might have reached up and at least get a glove on it.
I don't think he had a great route. I mean, from that angle right there, you're thinking, yeah, that could have been a catchable ball.
3-2. Crawford hits this one to Goldschmidt, and that will end the inning. Giants tie it up, 4 walks. Very helpful. It's 2-2.
Game series, and on Sunday, April 24th, first 7,500 kids 14 and under will receive a Joe Panic backpack presented by See's Candies. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets and be part of it.
It's a 2-2 ball game. And David Peralta is going to lead things off. And Peralta takes a called strike.
First pitch change up from Cueto.
Peralta struck out on a high fastball in the first. And he comes up and in 2 balls and a strike.
Every pitch he throws sets up the next pitch. It just makes sense to him out there. He has an idea how he wants to use his pitches, but his pitches determine how he's going to throw them and where and how hard. Good changeup, and he wanted that one.
Hey, the Gotham Club.
Well, that's the backdrop behind the bar.
Yeah, that's, you see the Cove right to the back.
Looking right into McCovey Cove. It's really one of the very cool spots in this ballpark.
In the city.
In the city.
Hit on the ground to Panic. Panic from the outfield grass.
Oh yeah, lots of good attitude out there. The Gotham Clubbers. South Cold one. You can always watch the game on TV. You could watch it through the out-of-town scoreboard, or if you just don't want to watch, you can always check out the Cove.
Here's Tomas. It's one high down the right field line, and that's going to drift into the seats. That's what you look through. Keep an eye on Hunter Pence while you're in the Gotham Club.
Well, it's also a great place to come before a game, and certainly a great place to go after the game.
Good menu.
Great whiskey selection.
Hit well into left center field, and this one is gone. So Tomas with his third of the year.
And just like that, the D-backs back on top. No doubt about this one. Little fastball middle in, and he barrels it. You just watch the outfielders, Span and Pagan. They took about 3 steps and said, nah, we're good. He's a big boy.
So here's Goslin. And he takes a strike.
Yeah, home runs make you goofy.
On deck is Chris Owings. Hit on the ground. Duffy at third has it. 2 outs. And here's Chris Owings. Owings today is 0 for 1. Bunts this third base side, and it's going to be a hit.
That's a thing right there. That's as good as it gets. You talk about a perfect drag bunt, make it either perfect or foul, and that was perfect. Right off the end of the bat, deadens it nicely. Now it's just a matter of is it going to fall off that grass and roll into foul territory? Nope.
Roll the other way. Here's Herman, who takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Hit a fly ball to center field in the second.
Not really a steal situation here for Owings. I would be surprised if he was going to go with a pitcher on deck. Unless a pitcher completely ignores you and allows you to get a huge lead and you know you can steal it.
Pitch is wide. Two and 1. 2-2.
Backdoor cutter and a good one. So he's got command all his stuff. Quality 2-1 pitch. Love to finish this inning off right here with Herman so he could lead off next inning with the pitcher leading off.
Got him. And they're going to wait to make sure that they got this call right.
Ryan Knight, the base umpire, and I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little blocked off by it, Brian Knight.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity, and indeed they're going to challenge. I don't know if there's one look that is absolutely definitive that would overrun it, overrule it rather.
It's all about where was Belt's glove in contact.
It's a bit of a risk. Especially with what we saw. I mean, we didn't think there was anything that was absolutely cut and dried that he was back in. You just can't tell there. He blocks it off.
I think he's safe. Dodgers won today. Won an extra innings. Kershaw pitched, did not get a decision in that game. They beat Atlanta 2-1.
The longer it takes, the more conversation the umpiring crew who are reviewing this back in New York will have. And again, I just don't see the look that clear cut that proves the decision wrong and that would overrule Ryan Knight, the first base ump.
Did you put picked off in ink or in pencil?
No, I don't do ink. Pencil.
John and Dave
pencil
do ink.
I couldn't do that.
I can't either.
I would lead the league in whiteout.
Although John does have the whiteout strip thing, and he goes through about 40 of those a year.
It's not unusual for Johnny Cueto to pick a guy off. He's got one of the best moves in the game. You saw him pick 3 guys off in a game in spring training.
It's just problematic, though, Mike, for the pitcher.
No, not for Cueto. I didn't look too upset about it. I mean, since 2012, he's got 15 pickoffs, and I mean that's 8th most in the major leagues. But I'd like to know how many guys that are have more than him are right-handers.
So they called him out, and that's going to end the inning. D-backs take the lead on the Tomacs home run, and for the Giants, Pagan's going to lead things off.
retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Here at AT&T Park on a really nice Thursday afternoon. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. It's a 3-2 lead for the Diamondbacks. 6, 7, and 8 hitters to hit, with Pagan leading things off. That's the difference. The home run by Yasmani Tomas. Pagan lined out to center field in his only at bat. That happened in the second. Here he takes a strike. Tyler Wagner came in. He got belted into a double play and Crawford to bounce out. He did a good job. High into left center field. And Owings will make the catch. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, yesterday Buster and his wife Kristen held a very emotional press conference announcing their plans to start raising money for pediatric cancer research. Buster gave some statistics, one of which was pretty appalling, that only 4% of all money raised for cancer research goes to pediatric care. Here is how fans can help. There is a new cap that's been designed with the number 28 on the back of it. You can purchase it at any dugout store. You can also buy it online, MLB.com, if you don't live near a dugout store. It's $28, and a portion of the proceeds will go directly to pediatric cancer research. Get on board and help out. It's a great cause, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Here's Duffy. Larry Baer in the spirit. He's got it on. And Larry was at that emotional press conference yesterday as well. But that's the baseball cap that Amy's talking about. It's a good looking cap. 2 balls and a strike. We got one.
We absolutely did.
Trevor Brown to follow. And this is lined under the glove of Gosling.
Yeah, 4 days ago that got picked. Another good inside-out approach, and that's how you beat Sink. Wagner's going to have a fastball. It's going to come into a right-handed hitter, and you can see the movement inside out, going right back up where it came from. And he is definitely gaining his confidence with every at bat. That's 4 hits in his last 5 at bats, and every one of them is right on the button.
Trevor Brown hit a fly ball to center field. Johnny Cueto walks out. He's on deck. That's only the second hit for the Giants. Duffy's got them both. Rolled foul.
Well, line drives are contagious, and he's given the Giants a couple of line drives to react to in that Giants dugout. Trevor Brown is another guy with an inside-out swing. I mean, he's another natural swing to combat a sinker coming into you from a right-handed pitcher.
One and two. Giants looking to tie this game. They scored 2 in the third without the benefit of a hit. Brown takes strike 3 call.
So a strike 3 curveball that I think when Brown saw this thing leave the hand of Wagner, he thought it was going to be high. He gave up on it, and you can see the break on it. He thought it was high and in. He'll think about that one for a while. First strikeout for Wagner.
Here's Cueto. Cueto jumps on the first pitch and fouls it right below us. Nice catch by a fan.
Had him played perfectly.
Just outside to Cueto. We're in the 4th inning. 6 hits for the Diamondbacks, only 2 hits for the Giants. So we're going to pop up that's going to be in the seats. On the ground softly to Goslin, and this will end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left through 4. 3-2 D-backs. At 7 on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network. The Saturday game will be on CSN Bay Area with pregame live at 5:30. Jeff Samardzija against Jared Cozart, and then Peavy against Jose Fernandez, and then Matt Cain against Adam Conley. The Marlins with their new manager and their new hitting coach. And what did they do today? They beat the Nationals 5-1.
There you go.
So they are on a plane as we speak. These guys here not on a plane as we speak. Here's Herman, who takes a strike.
7:56, August of 2007. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, too.
And it is going to take me a while to get used to seeing him in Miami Marlins uniform. But he can make, and I'm not saying the Marlins uniform is bad. It is pretty uniform, but I'm just saying he can make any uniform look good.
He can. Foul back. No, you want it? No.
You can have it. You only can say that is if you already have one.
Got him. Little quick pitch, little foul tip.
That's a big smile. Wait, hold it here. Let's see the label. Let's take a look at the changeup here that finishes off Herman. Takes out his legs. See ya. Second strikeout for Cueto. Both swinging miss strike threes.
So here's Wagner.
A lot of life out there in the bleachers today. Still have about 6 weeks, 7 weeks of school left for the kids. But today, maybe a field trip perhaps. A lot of smiles out there.
Wagner out on strikes. And that'll bring up Segura. Segura single in the first, bounced out in the third.
Little quick pitch, little slider, just kind of curls it back in there. Wagner, who doesn't, he might not even been allowed to swing.
Might be right. The Marlins, by the way, beat Scherzer today. Segura fouls this one off of Brown.
Got him on the foot. You got those protective flaps on your shoes, and I've never seen one really work. And this is right on the toe of his left foot. Ouch. You need about 4 more inches of extension on those flaps. I mean, I'm sure the thought was a good one. I've never seen him work. But if you expose 1/2 inch, that ball's going to find it.
It'll find it. It will. And a base hit to right field. 2-out single. And here's Lamb.
2 hits today from Segura, and both of them have gone to right field.
Lamb is flied out, and then he doubled off the bricks, or Big Daddy singled off the bricks in the third inning. And a bit outside. Segura will steal. He's got 3 on the year. And a strike. Throws it in right at the knees.
As hot as Lamb has been, I mean, he really is a hitter worth looking at right now. And you say, well, what's making this guy hot? Well, he's seen the ball well. And what allows him to see the ball well? His lower body. Very quiet. And I mean, rock solid. He's got total plate coverage. The series that he has had has been loud. A lot of extra base hits. And he ain't any cheap hits. And it's great when one guy gets hot in the club. You watch everybody on that dugout when he hits, and they're all watching. Watching to see if he's doing anything out of the norm, something that's giving him that edge, giving him that vision of the ball. And you could say it about the opposing dugout too. I mean, the Giants know he's red hot. They've watched it. Doubles, triple, home run, hit a single today off the facing of the wall in right field, almost knocked it out of here. One of the hardest singles we've seen ever to right field.
Well, he should get something to hit here. Drives it to left. Pagan battle in the sun, and he doesn't see it. And the Giants catch a break. It'll be a ground rule double. Well, they catch a break in the fact that it bounced over the wall. They did not catch a break with Pagan not seeing it.
You're right. I mean, it doesn't score a run. I mean, Pagan hung in there as long as he could. You can't catch what you don't see, and he doesn't see. You can see the reflection in the sunglasses. So there's the break. Probably going to take the bat out of the hands of Paul Goldschmidt as well. And that's a hit you get when you're hot.
So here's Goldschmidt. He's 2 for 2. And he pops it up, but it's going to be Belt coming over. Still coming over, and Belt puts it away. And that'll end the inning. And Cueto pitches through the ground rule double. It remains 3-2.
Tuesday, April 26th is Chinese Heritage Night. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Padres and a collector's edition Giants themed Year of the Monkey figurine. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So Tyler Wagner will go after the top of the order for the Giants, and that would be Denard Span, who against Shelby Miller walked twice. He takes low. Miller left in the third inning after he walked the first 4 hitters. And you could tell he just wasn't right.
No, he was not. Wind has really picked up here, and there's some big time carry out to left field right now. So pop-ups and fly balls right now with the sun and the wind. Good luck.
Rope foul.
During this cold spell the Giants have had, it seems like every time they get a well-hit ball, it's going foul. True. Angel Pagan talks it over with Bam Bam Eulens about the sun field in left field.
Three balls and a strike.
Changeup did not miss by much. Wagner wanted it.
So Wagner spears it for 1 out. And here's Panik. Joe today is 0 for 1.
Checking in at an even 250 as he has been making strides to get his swing back.
Pence to follow. Bottom of the 5th. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Giants dugout store has never been better. There's all kinds of little kiosks around the ballpark that allow you to get your orange and black on.
Left field. Will it carry out? It does. 2 outs, and here's Pence.
And so it goes. Balls just can't get down. Can't find a hole. Giants are just 2 hits today.
Pence struck out and walked.
Giants need to get him going. Pence not an orthodox style of hitting. I mean, he doesn't do anything in an orthodox way. I mean, he's got his own style about throwing, running.
And it works.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a 5-tool guy because of it.
On the ground to short. And Segura throws him out. Through 5 innings, it remains 3-2 D-backs. for the Diamondbacks. Well, check out MLB.com at-bat apps. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live video highlights, StatCast, and more. You can download MLB.com at-bat. It is the #1 app for live baseball. Here's Peralta, who takes a strike. Peralta struck out and bounced out. And he pops this one up. Duffy may have a shot at this. He does. And here's Tomas. Tomas hit his 3rd home run of the year in the 4th off of Cueto, and that's the difference in the game. Tries to do it again, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Nice tight little slider, taking that perfect location away. They know Tomas is a very aggressive hitter. And as he showed earlier, he's got plenty of pop.
Lifts this one out to right for Hunter Pence. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys, as you well know, when a former and very good Giant comes through AT&T Park, we like to give him a shout out. It is to Matt Williams. He was a 1st-round draft pick in 1986 for the Giants. Played 10 seasons with the orange and black. I talked to him today. He said he was so proud to wear that uniform. Very grateful for the opportunity the Giants gave him. They were so patient, and he gave a big shout out to you, Mike Krukow, a former teammate who taught him how to play the game right. I like it, guys.
Pence, Belt, who's it going to be? And it's Brandon Belt who makes the catch to end the inning. That's a 5-pitch inning. Nice compliment, by the way.
Yes, it is, from the Big Marine. Thank you very much.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
3-2 lead for the Diamondbacks as you look right into beautiful downtown San Francisco. What's going on?
Beautiful day for baseball.
Belt is 0 for 2. And he bunts it foul. And he hit his finger on the bunt.
He may have pinched the forefinger on his left hand. See where it gets him.
Yep.
Sure did. Ball was cutting in on him. He just could not avoid the contact. And he's going to try and walk this off, and it's not working right now. Dave Greshner, Giants head trainer, going to come out and have a look. Well, with this happening, this might be the last time he ever tries to bunt.
Now this is, we've said it before, this is when you don't want to take the glove off.
No. You could pinch a fingertip. I mean, you can break a fingertip. I mean, you never know what's going on inside that glove.
So belts it out. Let's go.
Well, the Diamondbacks aren't believing it. They're keeping Segura in on the grass on the left side of the infield. He's the only guy over there.
Belt hits a high drive deep out into Triple's alley. And putting it away is Peralta.
There's Matt Williams, one of the best to ever wear the Giants uniform. We go back to 1989 in the World Series against Dave Stewart. And in Game 3, he does this. And they were majestic home runs that the broadcasters love. Dave Stewart, now the general manager of this Diamondbacks team, sitting next to the president, Tony La Russa, who was the skipper of that World Championship Oakland Athletic team in 1989. Stewart, his ace.
Crawford takes a call strike. Crawford today, his line is checked out. He's flied out to center and he's bounced out to first. If you're Belt, you kind of want to save that one for the pool in Arizona.
That probably would have had a chance to get there.
Angel Pagan on deck. And Crawford shoots it into center field. And here's Pagan.
So 1-out bullet. That's got to feel pretty good.
Pagan hit a line drive to center field in the second, and then he hit a fly ball to center field in the fourth. Wagner at the belt, and a strike to Pagan. And it's down low.
We had heard that Wagner was kind of a sinker slider guy, but you can see why he was starting in Reno for the Aces. And he's showing more than just a sinker slider. He's showing the ability to get a curveball and a changeup over. So a 4-pitch guy that can sink the ball and get you a ground ball.
Bit of a wide throw from Wagner.
That's how he's used his stuff today. Fastballs, cut fastballs about 68% of the time. And then the changeup curveball. Cutter really more of a slider than a cutter. So he's used all four.
Two and one to Pagan. On deck, Duffy. Bullpens are quiet for both teams.
Just missed. With the sinker baller like Wagner, he's already proved the Giants that he can get the ground ball as he pitched out of a bases loaded jam in his initial inning back in the third. You might see a play here. Starting Crawford in this 3-1 count. The thing about Bruce Bochy, he recognizes a guy out there in the hills got sink. I mean, he'll move that runner at first base to stay out of the pair.
Rolled foul.
Crawford not rolling.
Evan Marshall is headed down to the bullpen. Crawford with his lead. He goes. Swinging a little pop-up third base side. Crawford's going to have to get back. And Lamb makes the catch. 2 outs. And here's Duffy. Where the scoreboard control is, led by Kevin Skillings. There's Kevin. Kevin's always smiling, making sure the hair looks pretty good. And Duffy takes a high strike. Crawford extends his lead. Goldschmidt holding him tight. And a little flip job to right. And Peralta's there, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left through 6. 3-2. D-backs. by your local Toyota dealer. Eight hits for the D-backs, only 3 hits for the Giants. Goldschmidt's got a couple of RBIs. Cueto's been good. He gave up a home run to Yasmani Tomas, and that's the difference in the game. Here he'll face Chris Owings.
Owings has had a very nice series for the D-backs.
Bounces this one to Crawford. That ball skipped on Crawford, and he makes the play. Well, it's hard. Easier when that ball comes up. When it flattens out, those are the tough ones. And this ball flattened out.
Get that glove down low. And boy, he just did get it back down to get it.
Later on in the day, infield's going to dry out. Here's Herman, and he takes a strike. Herman lifts this one down the left field line into the seats. Foul off the glove of Brown. It's 0-2.
More pressure on it on a pitcher too when he knows his offense is struggling. And always going out there trying to throw zeros up there, but your team's not scoring runs. I mean, you're trying to be very, very fine with what you do. When offense is rolling, I mean, you have the confidence if you make a mistake, they're going to pick you up. But when they're struggling, you don't have that feeling.
Duffy puts it away. And here's Tyler Wagner.
Edgar Blanco starting to get ready. Cueto due to hit second in the bottom of the 7th.
This is hit on the ground, smothered at second by Panic, and that'll end the inning. So Wagner hit it right on the nose. Brown's going to lead things off.
They continue tonight with the Warriors heading into Houston, taking on the Rockets game 3. Tonight, 6:30 p.m. hour-long pregame at 5:30 p.m. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area. The home of the authentic Warriors fans is right here. CSN.
All right.
7th inning stretch time. Get your shimmy on. Guys need to get this crowd into the game.
Brown has flied out and struck out, so he will lead things off. Tyler Wagner came in with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 3rd, and he got a double play ball and a ground ball. Giants did score a run on the double play ball. He's only allowed 2 hits. No balls and 1 strike.
No, he's been fantastic. I mean, he has had a nice feel of all his pitches. When he's missed out of the strike zone, he hasn't been out of the strike zone very much with anything that he's throwing up there. And the ball has been hit hard. It's been hit hard on the ground. Nice curve ball and get a quick 0-2.
One and 2. Marshall heads back down.
Saw a picture of the Giants bullpen and nobody in there, and Johnny Cueto's on deck. A lot of what's going to happen with Cueto is going to be what happens here with Trevor Brown.
Segura shading his eyes. 1 out. And the hitter will be Gregor Blanco.
So Hunter Strickland and Josh Osich very quickly head down. And Cueto, another strong 7 innings. Nice performance. His afternoon has come to an end. So if he's going to get a win, the Giants are going to have to do something for him right now. Won his first 3 starts. Trying to be the first guy since John Burkett to win his first 4, or Billy Swift in 1993 to win his first 4 in his first year as a Giant. And that'll bring out Mike Butcher, and this is just simply a scouting report to talk about Gregor Blanco. And a long message. I mean, I think this more than anything else messes with the guy's rhythm. Wagner's been throwing good. He knows these hitters. He's gone over them. He sat in the meetings.
Leave him alone.
Not like Evan Marshall needs a lot of throwing. This is his 2nd hump down there in the bullpen.
Well, it helps the Giants relievers get ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Blanco breaks his bat on 1 pitch, and he's retired. And that'll bring up Denard Span.
It is a rough life being a pinch hitter. I mean, that's your day right there. As you see the line for Johnny Cueto. 83 pitches, very efficient with the amount of throws that he made. Pitched well.
Span is 0 for 1, a couple of walks And a ground ball back to the pitcher.
You know, normally a guy's got a good rhythm like this, you're thinking, well, let's get this guy in a stretch, but Wagner, he's already there.
The Giants have gotten their leadoff hitter on twice. A walk in the first, a walk in the third. Two balls and a strike.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, a good miss. I mean, at 1-1 count, you thought a little sinker and let it fall out of the strike. So you get a lot of guys to swing at that, and you're going to get a lot of umpires to call it. And that's kind of where he's been when he hasn't been in the strike zone. He's been close.
Rolled softly, and that'll end the inning. Not much happening here in the 7th, so we'll head to the 8th. It's 3-2 D-backs.
Giants game. Hey, for all the fans wondering where in the world is Tim Lincecum, we've got an update for you. He is actually working out in Arizona at the Giants Scottsdale facility. He has not held his showcase yet that he was supposed to hold back in January. He's still rehabbing from the hip surgery that he had last year. Gentlemen, the Giants have given him some privacy. They're allowing him to work out with a catcher at the facility, and they are not monitoring his bullpen sessions. When he is ready to do the showcase, they are going to go and look at him. Some of the Giants teammates that Tim have said that they are in touch with him, and he is still very interested in being with the Giants. And the Giants have said they're very interested in looking at Tim Lincecum in a reliever role. Gentlemen.
All right, here's Gene Segura, who takes outside for a ball, 1-0. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The numbers for Hunter Strickland: hard thrower, mid to high 90s, hard slider, and a split. 8 strikeouts against 1 walk in 6 1/3.
No ball, or make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's kind of wondering where the first one was. A little high in the eyes of Pat Hoberg, the plate umpire.
1-2.
Last two were perfect. That one at 97.
Slowly hit to Panic.
Well, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live. You get highlights, reaction, and analysis, and it's all coming up right after the game.
Here's Lamb. Lamb is 2 for 3. He had a single that should have been a double. He had a double that should have been caught. And it's in tight, 1-0. And this is hit on the ground. More work for Joe Panik. And that'll bring up Goldschmidt.
When you look at Hunter Strickland, you don't think him as a ground ball guy. But two-seam fastball is something he's learned here at the big league level. Hard throwers, I mean, they like to put up numbers, high velocity numbers with their speed on their fastball, and you normally throw a four-seam fastball. But up here, Strickland has learned to use this two-seamer, and that's what's getting him the ground balls. That and his slider, when he keeps it down, that also good ground balls.
One and 0 to Goldschmidt. Another strike.
Fresh.
We're gonna have the fresh one.
I'd go for one right now.
Bet you could. Tap foul.
There aren't many times that a hot dog doesn't sound good. But the only time it doesn't sound good is after you've already eaten 3 of them.
Sure tastes good at the ballpark.
Smell good, taste good. Hey, super dog.
Fouled off the top of Brown's glove.
Trying to sneak a little high velocity fastball by him at 96 up top. Not an easy thing to do. Goldschmidt, pretty good high ball hitter, good mistake hitter. Good hitter, period.
Outside, it's 2-2.
Not by much. Four-seamer just off the plate, about the width of the baseball.
Power against power and a foul out of play. It stays at 2-2. The Giants in the bottom of this inning, they'll have Panik, Pence, and Belt. Overthrow by Strickland. It's 3-2. Here's the payoff to Goldschmidt. And he walked him.
Now let's take it out pitch by pitch as to how this sequence went down. First pitch, breaking ball down in the dirt. 0-1 or 1-0 fastball evens her up. Now he's got a count advantage, 1-2. Fouls the high fastball back, and then he goes away, just misses. That goes 2-2. 2-2. And then an easy take there on the 2-2, and on the 3-2, another easy take.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Here in the 8th inning, and it'll be the Osich-Peralta matchup.
The numbers for Osich, 10th time that he's come in. Off to a nice start. 6 strikeouts in 7 2/3, mid to high 90s with a fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. Good stuff.
Remember, he hit Peralta in the game last night.
And he's doing a smart thing, paying attention to Goldschmidt over there at first base. He led the D-backs in stolen bases last year at 24.
Down the left field line, foul. By the arcade, taking a walk, maybe doing the lap you used to talk about.
Still a great thing to do. Get to the ballpark, take a lap around the yard. Always something to see out there, both sides.
I guess you could do it without missing a pitch. You would have to scurry behind the scoreboard.
Tough to scurry though when you're passing all the food booths.
It's true.
But there are TVs out there.
So you stop at the half inning and then move on.
Peralta got hit last night. This one was heat seeking in towards him, and he doesn't like it. Words now exchanged.
Well, you don't like to hit twice. I don't blame him.
Not when a guy throws as hard as Osich. So everybody having a meet and greet out in the infield. This was last night in a 2-strike count. Gets some kind of a glancing blow on the right forearm. And today here, a two-seamer that just goes right into him and gets him in the tricep. So that's about all he can take.
Well, Bruce Bochy wants this to last as long as it can because he wants to get Guerin ready.
Yeah, it's not intentional, but certainly I don't think David Peralta wants to hear that. So Guerin indeed is coming into the game. I think umpires are talking about whether they should put a warning on this game. I don't think they have. I don't think they need to. Guerin is really out to a nice start. 7 innings, he's allowed 5 base runners, 3 strikeouts against a walk. Kind of a high sidearm delivery, lots of sink. He's got a hard slider. He can throw a lot of pitches at you. Change up, split. So maybe there indeed was a warning put on you. Plate umpire Pat Hoberg says that there is a warning. So anything that happens now in a form of retaliation, then you're going to see some ejections. I don't really think it was necessary, but they did.
So Guerin is going to face Yasmani Tomas.
Again, two-seam fastball that just went right up and caught him on the tricep of his right arm. Josh Osich, I mean, look, Peralta's a big fella, but Osich is a guy that he takes wrestling seriously.
Those two are never going to get close to each other.
No, and that's a good thing.
Tomas is homered. He's bounced out and he's popped out. Likes the first pitch. And he ropes it foul down the left field line. Hit the home run off of Cueto with 1 out in the 4th.
And that was the big swing of the bat. That was a 2-2 ball game, and all of a sudden, just like that, the D-backs got the lead back.
Goldschmidt at second, Peralta at first. And this is hit to left, and Pagan is going to come in and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Panic's going to lead things off, 3-2 D-backs. So today after Giants post-game live right here on CSN Bay Area. Latest on Steph Curry. Giants clubhouse. You're going to get reaction in Alex Pavlovich post-game note. New pitcher is Daniel Hudson. When it's time for a change, thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Hudson, who's got a high velocity fastball, slider, and a good changeup. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings against a walk. Nobody's really squaring him up. Very confident pitcher right now.
Yeah, starting out wearing the colors early.
Oh yeah, she's feeling it.
That's where they originally got the bobblehead idea from.
Well, that's what they are, little bobbleheads.
One ball and 1 strike on the high fastball. Remember, Giants do have Buster Posey on the bench. This is foul.
I mean, you look at Daniel Hudson's stuff, and it really is a testimony to physicians, because he had back-to-back Tommy John surgeries. I mean, one year to the next year. I mean, he is a marvel as to what he's still able to do, given that he's had 2 big surgeries rebuilding his arm. Phil's throwing mid to high 90s. Hunter Pence chalking up.
Panic, little pop-up, shallow left field. And coming in is Tomas, and he makes the catch. 1 out. So here's Pence. Pence today is 0 for 2. Did pick up an RBI with a bases loaded walk in the 3rd. Anthony's and it's 0-1. And another strike. It's 0-2.
Wide zone on that outside corner, and a quick 0-2 advantage for Daniel Hudson. Hate to give up an 0-2 hole and not get the bat off your shoulder, and that's been the case. 2 perfect location pitches from Hudson's perspective.
There's Belt. He's on deck.
So he wastes a breaking ball below the strike zone, and fish ain't biting. So Hunter Pence trying to set it up for Brandon Belt on deck.
Two and two. Out of play.
97-mile-an-hour fastball with perfect location. He did well to fight that off.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pence on 1 hop, 2 outs. And here's Belt. Giants have not been able to get the leadoff hitter on by way of a base hit in this game.
Well, the base hits have been hard to find. They've only got 3 on the day. Three hits, 3 singles.
Belt drives one to left. Tomas is there and he makes the catch. He plays deep, so he didn't have to go that far back, and that's going to end the inning. So we will head to the 9th. It's 3-2 D-backs.
By Honda, and we think that Tyler Wagner, the reliever coming out of the bullpen, in a bases loaded, nobody out situation, 2-1 ball game, allowed just 1 run. Well, not his. Allowed 1 run to score. Gets a double play, minimized the damage, and that was all that he gave up. 5 solid innings, 2 hits allowed, no runs on 1 strikeout. Tyler Wagner is our Honda player of the game.
So Goslin's going to get hit. He kind of did what Josh Colemanter used to do out of that role.
Yeah. Brought calm into a game.
Goslin is 0 for 3. (2-0) with Owings to follow.
Brad Ziegler, the closer for the Diamondbacks, getting ready.
And a strike. So he comes in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Good breaking ball, 2-2.
Locked him up. Coming in by way of the front door.
Swinging a foul back. Two balls, two strikes. Boy, another nice swing by Goslin as he's hanging in there.
Well, that's what you want to do if you're hitting off of Guerin. I mean, most of his movement's down low, and if you can get something up, that's your best shot. And there was a little hang on that breaking ball, and Goslin was right on it.
And another 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And this is skied out to Pence and right. One out. And here's Chris Owings. Owings with a bunt single in the fourth. And the pitch. So we're going to pop up out of play.
Diamondbacks have been on the road for 10 long days. LA, San Diego, and 4 here in San Francisco, and they head home tonight for a nice long home stand.
And a base hit to right field for Owings, bringing Chris Herrmann to the plate. It's 9 hits now for the D-backs.
One thing the D-backs have done in this series very well is use the opposite field and hit with 2 strikes. It's kind of been the theme song for their offense in this 4-game series with the Giants.
Keeping an eye on Owings, who's got 1 steal on the year. He was picked off by Cueto in the 4th. And Herrmann takes low.
So Stephen Okert, the lefty heading down the Giants pen. It was major league debut in this series. Impressively.
Pitched on Tuesday night through 2 innings. Keeping an eye on Chris Owings. And he goes. He got a good jump. The throw is going to be late.
Let's take a look at the jump. That's enormous. So how does a guy steal it so easily? Well, great jump. Giants, as hard as it has been for them to score, do not want to give up another run in this deficit, trailing by 1.
Outside for a ball. It's 3-0.
Buster Posey, gloves on.
And there's a call strike. The pitch, and that's a walk. So the plot thickens with Ricky Weeks coming up. So Weeks is hitting.
Weeks has done a good job in that pinch hit role.
Yes, he has.
3 hits and 8 opportunities coming off the bench. He's the ideal guy to have coming off the bench. I mean, he knows the whole league.
So Weeks waiting on Corey Guerin. And Guerin will chase back Chris Owings. Weeks is another guy, very aggressive. He likes that first pitch.
Lots of power too.
And a strike.
So knowing he likes that first pitch fastball, they stay away from it. Open it up with a little slider, perfect location.
Guerin at the belt, or at least right above the belt. And it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants trying to keep it right here at a 1-run deficit. In the bottom of the 9th, it will be Crawford, Pagan, and Duffy.
Guerin trying to get that ground ball. He does not want Okert to get in this game. He wants to finish this inning himself.
Now the runner goes, swing and a miss. Guerin is pretty deliberate. And that allowed Owings to steal the bag. That's significant.
Well, you lose the force, and now a 1-out runner at third becomes a situation where you need to get the strikeout. And you can see the huge jumps from both base runners. And not only that, but you bring in your infield. So you limit your infielder's range.
Get on the ground to third to throw home. Not in time. Ball squirts away from Brown. Now he can't find it. And there he finally sees where it's at. And on the play, Weeks goes down to second. fielder's choice. It's an RBI and an error on Brown.
And once again, the Diamondbacks get runners in second and third. Here's the play. Going to be a swipe tag, hits him in the back. I don't know if he was going to be out even if he holds on to the ball.
He was safe.
Just a real nice jump there from Chris Owings, who just put on a clinic on how to run the bases here in this inning.
Weeks gets the RBI. Segura takes a strike. Giants have to play the infield in. Driven to right. Pence is going to have to play this one off the bricks, and it comes all the way back out to Span. 2 runs are going to score, and to third goes Segura. So 2 RBIs, and here comes Bruce Bochy.
Another good opposite field at bat from the Diamondbacks. Segura almost knocked that ball out of here.
So we got a new pitcher. The Rook is coming in at 6-2 D-backs. And now Okert's going to go after Jake Lamb.
So let's take a look at the numbers for Steven Okert in his debut. 2 strong innings, 1 hit allowed, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. Got a good arm. You'll see mid-90s fastballs with 2 types of movement, curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw everything at you.
And the pitch is down low to Lamb. Lamb's got a couple of hits. Low again, no swing, 2 balls and no strikes, only 1 out. And that was the first out of the inning. Single, walk, fielder's choice, triple. No swing.
Okert's 24 years of age, from Rowlett, Texas. Out of the University of Oklahoma. Big guy, 6'3", 210. Fourth round pick by the Giants in 2012.
3 balls and a strike. In tight. An off-speed pitch, ball 4.
We go back to his major league debut on Tuesday when he threw the 2 innings. Mom and Dad were in attendance and really showed a lot of really great things. Couple of strikeouts and walked off to a handshake from the skipper.
Here's Goldschmidt, who takes down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners at the corners. And Goldschmidt takes low again, 2-0.
Right now, Okert needs to find that strike zone. A lot of his relief work in the minor leagues involved more than an inning.
Get on the ground to Crawford. He will shovel it to Panic, and that'll end the inning. Damage done. Giants are into the bottom of the 9th. It's 6-2 D-backs. .6:30 pregame live will start at 5:30 right here on CSN Bay Area. Warriors, Rockets. .6-2 D-backs. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert.
So with the 4-run lead, Brad Ziegler, the closer, sits down, and Evan Marshall comes in. But he, like Ziegler, will throw a lot of sink at you. Sinker slider guy. A lot of ground balls when he's right. Off to a very nice start this year.
So here's Crawford. Ahmed is now at short. At second is Segura. And the pitch is wide, 2-0. The faithful with the rally cap.
Yeah, you got him going. I've watched this team come back from down 5 runs this year. They know it absolutely is in their skill set.
Crawford lifts it into the seats and out of play. There's a winner.
That'd be a nice play. Knuckles. Well, your goal right now is to get Ziegler in the game. And there is the closer, Brad Ziegler. And that's a start. And with the walk, Ziegler starts cranking it up a little bit.
So here's Pagan.
And Mike Butcher going to come out, who leads the league in mound visits.
Well, Pagan trying to do what Crawford just did, and that's get on base somehow. Pagan is lined out, flied out, and popped out. And it's low, 1-0. Get on the ground, it could be a pair. And it is. So 4-6-3, 2 outs.
Pretty smooth double play turned by the D-backs. Ball does not stay in Nick Ahmed's glove very long. He's turning a pivot. And it's got to be perfect if you're going to get Pagan, especially when he's hitting from the left side. And it was perfect. Hard smash, good feed, dragged the foot across the bag, and a perfect exchange, and in the end, it wasn't even close.
So here's Duffy. Duffy's 2 for 3. Takes low. On deck is Trevor Brown. Tap foul. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow night it's the Marlins. Marlins are in the air headed to San Francisco. Samardzija, Peavy, and Kane against Cozart, Fernandez, and Conley. Duffy wraps this one to Nick Ahmed. And Goldschmidt stays on the bag, and that's the ball game. So this entire series goes to the D-backs. And the Giants have yet to win a game on this homestand. So they start out the homestand 0-4. And this one I really thought the Giants had a good shot at today.